Every day, Nigerian government is always coming out with things that always make people to suspect them and doubt most of the things they say at times. We are not aware of Abba Kyari's burial, says FCT COVID-19 Task Force. Members of the Federal Capital Territory Enforcement Team on COVID-19 have denied knowledge of the burial of the president's late Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari. Politics Nigeria learned that it is the team's reaction to outrage over the disregard for social distancing and other health advisories at Mr. Kyari's funeral. This paper had earlier reported how some Nigerians demanded the arrest and prosecution of those who violated the protocols and guidelines of the NCDC at the funeral. Many Nigerians cited the prosecution of the popular Yoruba actress Funke Akindele and her husband, who hosted a party at their Lagos residence. However, in its reaction, Atta Ikaro, the team leader, said members of the team were spread out across the Federal Capital Territory and were not aware of the burial. He made this known in a report published by an online newspaper, Premium Times. Mr. Ikaro said President Muhammadu Buhari's order of self-isolation to the aides already sends a strong message. For us in the enforcement, we were around Airport Road during the burial, Kubwa Road, Nyanya, Duse, Alaji, and Mampe. We were not aware when the burial took place. But what I think should be more consolatory and more rewarding is the fact that the presidency has come up to say all those who attended that burial should go on self-isolation, and the journalists who were there, the State House Media Unit, has also come out clearly asking them to go on self-isolation. I think that has sent a very strong message coming from the highest organ of government in the land. For me, as an enforcer, I commend the president for that, and I think that that message is enough to tell people the government stands on this, he said. He also added that over 150 persons have been prosecuted and more prosecutions are ongoing as the team is yet to collate the total number for the day. He also said some of those convicted are asked to do community services and others are fined between 3,000 to 5,000 naira depending on the gravity of the crime. But most of them were asked to leave their vehicles until after the COVID-19 period, which we don't know how long it will last, he added. He further appealed to residents to comply with the lockdown order to avoid arrest and prosecution. So guys, can you hear these people? Honestly, when they talk, I don't know whether they listen to themselves. You as the presidential, what do they call, Federal Capital Territory Enforcement Team, and you are telling us you did not know about the barrier and you are the team for this COVID-19, the enforcement, you didn't know, they didn't tell you about the barrier, but at the end of the day, you are telling us that the president said this, and you are still prosecuting people, and the prosecution is still ongoing, and all this blah blah blah. And you are not trying to tell us that I think the message the president has sent is very very strong. You know, it shows that what they just try to, I don't know, they embarrass themselves. They just try to talk as if the people they are talking to, they are non-entities, that they don't have, they can't reason. Of course, because they know that, let us just say something, they can't do anything. That is just what they are always coming out with. But they don't know that they are discrediting themselves. The whole world is watching and seeing you, and you want people to come and do business in your country, that when things go wrong, and you will not be telling them cock and bull stories, because they know we are not even structured. Because those people you think, or you want to invite to your country to come and do business, you are talking about foreign investors and what have you, they are structured people. They cannot come to to an unstructured place like Nigeria. People will just be, they will be conf, you know contradictory statements here and there among the government officials. Of course, when the head is not putting people together, what do you expect? Those are the kind of things you are going to be hearing. You can imagine. I don't think whether they need to really listen to themselves, to the statement they issued, that they didn't know anything about it. They are all over the place. They didn't tell you about the barrier. And what are we talking about? It's just unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is really ridiculous. This kind of statement is ridiculous, because they think that a lot of people will still buy it, because it's not everybody that will buy all this kind of a thing, and they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. Once they see or they know that they have goofed, they will begin to bring all manner of things, and they think people don't listen to them. They think it's only Nigerians that are listening to them, and Nigerians will have a lot of people that their reasonings are intact. It's not everybody that you can just be telling all these cock and bull stories, but they don't know that all of this kind of a thing are piling up. You think it's nothing, but the whole world is watching, and you want them to respect you. You want them to look you as people who are coordinated or people who are responsible. It doesn't work that way. These are the things that will be haunting us it's be haunting us not even in the nearest future. It's unfortunate that this kind of a statement will be coming out from these people that are saddled with the responsibility of making sure that things will go right, because they know that those people that were there, most of them are Timber and Caliber. They are untouchable. But when it comes to ordinary man, oh my goodness, they want to flex their muzzle. Abba Kyari died. They knew quite all right. Everybody was here. And even before they brought him to Abuja, you did not know. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Then why will people not start insinuating what they feel like? Because when the proper information is not coming from the proper quarter, everybody will just fill in they'll fill in the information, because something must be said and be told to the people. Someone say Nigerians must have excuse. It's a lie. How can they do burial in the FCT and the task force officials are not aware? If it was an ordinary Nigerian, you people will be aware. Hey, God is watching you guys. Be fake government. And someone says, see River State now. The federal officials are so pompous and arrogant to inform the FCT task force. Someone says this is a shame. But why this position that you think can convince Nigerians? I don't know. Can convince Nigerians? They think that they are talking to non-entities who do not reason, who do not think, who always support anything. Of course, you see people who do not even reason any small thing. Oh, in as much. Oh, they want to make us believe, oh, president is doing the right thing. Oh, president. At the end of the day, the next thing, oh, the president, for the fact that the president has sent that message that those who were at that burial ground, they should just go on self-isolation. That stands, and you are telling us that you were not aware, so that you will not be held responsible. Who did this to us? How come we don't have shame anymore in this nation? I tire, honestly, I tire. Me, if I even tire. You see, even as the man they talk and they shame. It can't be like saying, I mean, even they part of the team. I can't they shame for myself. How can people be saying this kind of a thing? This koro lie, you are saying it and you are justifying it, not to tell us that because the president has said, let those who were involved, let them go on isolation. We should not clap. Hey, yes, so the president has said that's what stands. No shame. Who can someone shamelessly say, or we are not aware of Kyari's burial that was transmitted live on various TV channels? I don't know. How can someone shamelessly say, yes, I think that was what the person really meant, that how can someone shamelessly say that they are not aware, or they were not aware of the burials? Oh my goodness. And someone said, it is simple, that is what Amajiri People Congress, APC, bring to us. You included yourself amongst those who have no shame. Note, I am not one of you, and I hope you are in the minority. People with no shame can hardly be said have self-respect and self-esteem. Such people can afford to look ridiculous. I can't afford to look ridiculous. I have a reputation to protect. Someone says, liars, shameful government. Shameful government saying this kind of a thing, taking this kind of position. Why can't you just admit, oh, we are sorry, this and that, oh, it will not happen again, it was a mistake on whatever? No, they said they were not aware. Pure lie. Maybe they were fake task forces officers. Anything is possible in this country. Listen to this shameless and unintelligent defense. I think government owe apology to all those violators serving punishment. You people are not serious. What was something that was televised all over the nation and even abroad? Is there no television in your house or office? Don't you use telephone? Nemesis must fall on you. It's very ridiculous. Honestly, so ridiculous. Another says, think before you lie. Nigerians are not illiterate. Even 6-year-old child is aware of the death and burial of the so-called chief of staff. Leaders, please, let's respect our age. Liars. Show me your leader and I will tell you what you can do. Of course, Buhari is their leader that always uses "I am not aware" in all their failed plan. So guys, let us hear your own opinion concerning what the FCT COVID-19 task force saying that they were not aware of Abba Kyari's burial. Leave your comments below and let's have your take. Thank you.